All right, good evening, Team Mountain Strong. It's our team call. It's November 16th, which blows my mind. But tonight we are going to just talk a little bit about income and how to put yourself in the best place to make money with Team Beachbody. If that's part of your goal is to bring in income for your family, which it's typically at least a side goal for most people. We want you guys to understand how to do that. First of all, I want to officially congratulate Kat on achieving Emerald last Thursday. Unfortunately, I was slow on the uptake and I didn't notice until after the fact. She's getting officially recognized tomorrow. And then I have a lot of exciting announcements that'll be official next week, but you guys are going to be blowing up your news feeds a little bit tomorrow, so get ready. Anyway, does anybody else have anything they want to announce? So Nicole and Kelly also both are locked in for first month of Success Starters, which is really awesome. It means they're 1 month into earning their free ticket to Summit next year in New Orleans. So, but Kelly, do you want me to start a little bit, or do you have like, I don't know how you want to do this.
Yeah, I mean, if you have things you want to say, you could start and I can chime in if you want me to, or if you want me to go after you, whatever works best for you.
So I had Kelly come on today because I still get a little bit confused, and I still find myself FAQing or reaching out to Kelly or Dana when I have questions about the income portion of this business, because I've told you guys this before, but when I started, I just kind of flew by the seat of my pants. I was just signing people up. They told me to get to Diamond. So I'm like, all right, I'll get to Diamond. And I did that. I didn't even really know why. I didn't know what the benefit was. And so the first benefit, which I can unofficially say that everybody on this call is now an Emerald starting tomorrow. Yay! Once you become an Emerald, you start doing something called cycling, and that's an important part of your business that I might let Kelly explain a little bit more. The cycling when you're an Emerald versus a Diamond or a Star Diamond rank. The first thing that you're going to notice with Team Beachbody is that you're going to get paid on Thursdays. So if you set up your little EFT management, which I think I maybe showed you last week, but is in your online business on teambeachbody.com under your business center, you can sign up so that your money goes directly into your bank account. I have a separate bank account for everything that's Team Beachbody. So I have my Laura Gallup Health and Fitness Wells Fargo checking account, and then a savings account for that. So I opened those maybe 3 months into my business, just so it was easier to keep track of, because you'll definitely want to start keeping track of everything for taxes. This is something I did not do well enough in the beginning, but you want to start trying to save out, at least I would say 20 to 30%. Kelly, you can maybe say what you think. It can be as high as 40% sometimes of your income, because that's how high they're going to tax bonuses is what they kind of consider it. For those of you who are still working other jobs, it's kind of for me this year, even though I still didn't do a very good job at it, it's probably going to come out in the wash because I get so many taxes taken out for my nursing job. But if you don't have any other job, Jennifer, are you working right now? No. Yeah. So Kelly can talk to you a little bit more about that too, but just be really careful. Once you start earning a little bit more money too, they suggest doing it quarterly just to kind of keep a hold of it better. And that's what I'm going to try to start doing next year after this tax season is over. But your first way, obviously, to earn is through commissions. And as those of you who have signed people up, and I know you have with challenge packs, on a $140 challenge pack, you're earning $40 on that. If it's a $160 challenge pack, you're earning $50 on that. So is that 25%, Kelly? Is that what you initially get? Yeah. And if you sign them up as a coach, moving forward, their Shakeology orders are going to go under volume points versus commission. So if you sign someone up as a customer and they continue to reorder Shakeology as a customer, every time they reorder Shakeology, you're actually going to get a 25% commission on that Shakeology. So you'll get about $30 a month for each Shakeology order from a customer. But then it doesn't go towards your team volume points the same way that it does. If you sign them up as a coach, you're building volume on one leg or the other, and that's how you're going to cycle. Do you want to like jump in at all, Kelly? I like get nervous.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're doing fine. I just, it is, I think from day one, I don't know, like how many of you guys like really know that income was super important to me when I was getting started. So this is just something that I've become really confident and, I don't know, burst in, for lack of a better word, because I had to build for income right off the bat. I don't know, like, do you want me to just dive into some things, Laura? Or
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Or if people have questions, you guys like unmute yourself and shout out. Like, don't be afraid to interrupt us at any point.
Yeah, definitely. Like Laura was saying, team volume is going to be how you're going to be. There's two ways to earn your volume, right? So you have the commission side of it, and then you have your team volume side of it. Your cycle, and that's your cycle bonuses. So when you're building your team, everyone here on this call, we're all a team. You have your left leg and you have your right leg of your business. So when you're an emerald, you have one person on your left leg, you have one person on your right leg. So when you continue to build your business, and even if, let me backtrack because I think this part is really important. And it's something that even I didn't really understand for a long time. But when you're building your business, you share a leg with Laura, right? So you have a strong leg and a weak leg. And what's going to happen is if you go into your business and look at your sponsorship drill down, you're going to start seeing, or your genealogy report, you're going to start seeing people on your strong leg, that shared leg with Laura, that aren't yours. And that's because we really are all a team. So when Laura adds someone on her leg, the leg that you guys share, the left or right leg, you're going to see that person's name pop up. And that's all contributing to the volume that you guys are getting together as a team. So that is how you're going to all be able to help each other build this income, right? So we create volume, the cycle bonuses every time. Stop me if I'm getting too wild for you guys, and I'll slow down. So we create cycle bonuses every time it's 100 team volume points to 200 team volume points. So the goal is to balance your legs on a 1-to-2 ratio, right? Does that make sense? So like I said, you're sharing a leg with Laura. That's going to be your strong leg. So I would suggest that's going to be your 2, right? So you're building that one leg to be half of the other leg so that you can get the most volumes cycling as much as you can. Does that make sense? So what's going to happen is, as an emerald coach, and this is why it's so important to build your account to emeralds, but then continue forward and get to diamond, because as an emerald coach, 2 things happen. When you cycle, every time you're cycling, you're getting $14 per cycle, right? The 100 to 200. When you get yourself to diamond, you're getting $18 per cycle. So that might not seem like a big deal, but it really does add up quickly. So it was always my goal to get my account to diamond and my husband's account to diamond so that I could collect the cycle bonuses on both accounts, right? So I'm collecting the $18 on my account, and then my husband who's underneath my account.
So let me interject really quickly, Kelly, because this is really interesting, you guys, because Kelly and I have pretty, like, we don't have similar teams, but say when we, on her team, you know, we're about to have kind of a similar makeup, would you say, Kelly, like just overall, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But she has built her husband's team, whereas I haven't. I only ever built my husband to emerald and like had a couple people under him. And she's almost double the income that I have right now, or more. She is double the income that I have, or even more maybe. So, and that's because we talked about this today, because I was like, why do you think exactly your income's so much more than mine is? And she was like, well, Laura, it's because I have 2 accounts. Like I've been working my husband's account from the beginning. So she's been working harder, obviously, because she's put all those people on her husband. So like, I'm obviously giving her that. It's not that we've been working the same and she's just making more. But if you look at our direct downlines, it can look kind of similar if we subtract her husband from it. But because she's double dipping basically, and that was a concept I had a really hard time understanding in the beginning. So I just wanted to show you guys that, like, you know, she's made, I don't know, what are you, 8 months ahead of me in the business, but she's making more than double what I'm making because she's double dipping, and she's building volume on her team and on her husband's. Is that right, Kelli?
Yeah, and I mean, that was also something that I was going to touch on. Like, if you have signed up your significant other, then I would really, really highly suggest that, even if it's not something that you don't plan on doing right away, putting the time in to build your husband or your boyfriend or whoever's account, or even a family member, just to have that opportunity for the future as like a gift to a parent or a way to earn extra income under your husband, just to have that place. And I heard this once, it's like, Aiden, that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. Okay. No, because you can land on her face, jumping over her face right now, jumping over her face. Anyway, so you can, it's like buying real estate in your business, right? So if you have that spot, whether or not you want to keep the Shakeology rolling or not, I tell my coaches, like, at a bare minimum, open the account so it's there, so that when you come back, all along what's happening is your account is building volume without you even doing anything to it. So for me, I decided to build it right away. Really wanted to get to Diamond, like I said, to keep the cycle bonuses up and then get to 2-star. And this is another thing, guys, that like you got to think about. No matter what, I recommend getting to Diamond. And this is kind of like getting into the future of your businesses, but I recommend getting to Diamond, and I recommend getting your spouse signed up. But then think about like all the different scenarios that can happen that might necessarily not be ranked. Like Laura said, I have coaches under my husband's account. I have really awesome leaders under my husband's account. And I have created a pretty substantial income compared to a lot of people that are at the same level, like technically as me, right? So I think that, you know, when we look at this big picture of coaching and how to make income. Okay, baby. There are a lot of possibilities with it, you know? Does that make sense? The cycling bonuses, like Laura said, for me has been just such a game changer. And that's what I was saying today. She's like, how does your income so much better? I'm like, I'm cycling twice, you know? So like, here I am, and here's my husband, and I have account cycling here. And then I'm using all of what I'm making with that volume to cycle on my other side.
Kelli, can I ask a quick question? Yeah. So it's not too late now to sign a significant other up if we, like, I mean, if I'm almost to Diamond now, it's not, you're still suggesting that I sign him up.
Yeah, for sure. Because what's going to happen is all the people that how this works is like, so all the people that you've already signed up, that's fine. It's not that many. It's like, you know, you're a Diamond, right? You're just about to hit Diamond. Congratulations, by the way. Yeah. But what's going to happen is you're going to have all of these people, like your people that you've already signed up, they're going to place people. So if you have your husband here, all the people that you're signing, that your coaches are going to sign up are going to go under your husband. You know, okay. It's not like coaches are here and then all those coaches are here above your husband. It's like all those coaches will go under. Does that make sense?
And put him on my strong leg or my weak leg?
I gotta be honest with you guys, my husband's on my strong leg, and that is not what's recommended. But for me, it's recommended on the weak leg so that you can control it. For me, in my situation, it worked out really well because I got a runner on my husband's weak leg, and I have the runners on my weak leg. So I mean, I just got lucky. But you want to have the control on the weak leg.
Because I have my mom on my strong leg. So in the end, technically, if she decides she doesn't want to do this, I could really work her business. So Jeremy should be on the opposite side of my mom.
100%, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
At what point do you recommend starting to put people under your husband?
For me, I started to build. I wanted to get him. So this is what happened with mine. I built to Emerald on my husband's account.
Were you already Diamond at this point?
To get a Diamond.
Okay.
To get Diamond, right? So as I'm building to my Diamond, okay, babe, can you please be a little bit quieter? Sorry, 1 second. Just gonna get 2 apples because I know your sister's gonna want one. Can you please give one to her? Thank you. Okay, so sorry, can you remind me what I was talking about? The when to build to spouse. Okay,
Yeah.
so what for me, I wanted to get him to Emerald to get my diamond because I was just all in it. I wanted to get to diamond as soon as possible and get my ticket to Summit. So my 2.5 months was like, that was my goal to do it in the first 3 months. So that's what I did. I would always suggest to get to diamond and then start from there, working the account after you hit your own Success Club goals. So what I did was I got myself to diamond. Then for my first year, I reached for Success Club 6, and then I went to his account. And this, again, it really is something where I was just telling Dana today, I think my biggest learning lesson this whole year was that I didn't know if I wanted to build for rank or income in the back of my head, in my heart. So it's something that you really need to spend some time like dialing in on. Again, no matter what, I would do the diamond thing. But then from there, you have a decision to make. You can build for income or you can build for rank. Right. So I went for Success Club 6, which in retrospect was probably a great decision because this year I went for Success Club 10 in my account first and then went over to his account. So his account built a lot slower. Does that make sense? It still was fine because I had those runners, and you'll see as you build your businesses, it doesn't take a lot to shift the volume that you're seeing to cycle. It does not take a lot of people whatsoever. It just takes the levels. So, I have my husband's account, and then I have Katie Kreis, and then I have Katie's coaches and Katie's coaches, and all of those levels of people are helping the cycling happen. Does that make sense? It's not like a lot. It's just when you start getting the levels, that's when you're going to see the real income growth start happening with your bonuses. I know that was a really long answer to your question.
No, it's great.
Okay. Good.
I mean, for me.
Does anyone else have any questions about it? I know it can be super confusing. I think the biggest concept to take away is that, you really make the income when you're focused on hitting that 1-to-2 ratio in your volume. You can go in and check it out by getting to My Business, My Volume. Another thing that I think I've done that's really contributed to growing my business and my income a lot faster is that I've really made it my focus to go and to make a connection and to really encourage every single person in my downline. So if I see someone that's in my challenge group that's not necessarily one of my coaches, but it's my coach's coach's coach or my coach's coach, I don't care. Like, they're a part of our community, So when you go into your account, and actually Nikki, who just jumped on this call, is asking me this last night, like, I see someone on my account that's not my coach. That's awesome. It doesn't matter if they're your coach or not. That person is contributing to your volume. So that's someone that you can take the initiative and reach out to. And to be honest with you, I don't think enough people do this. And I think that's another reason that the growth has happened so quickly for me, because it's been something that's kind of been in the back of my head. And I mean, obviously we have a lot of things going on, not necessarily do we have time for it all the time, but I think just building that culture in my team has been super helpful because everyone knows that they can encourage everyone else's coaches. And it's not like this weird, like, well, am I stepping on toes? Like, no, we're a team. We're all contributing to the volume and we're all growing our volume together.
Yeah, I really love that, how you started with that, Kelly, how like just the idea that the volume you're getting from your sponsor coach or whatever, that we're all helping each other build volume. And as your teams grow, you can kind of feel that. And then I feel like I've always been told too, like, Laura, you have to choose rank or income. And I've always chosen income because that is what is important to my family's well-being right now. Is I'm not doing this to be, rank advanced, although it's kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm excited, but that's come with me doing everything I can, I guess, not everything I can, but doing a lot to try to make income. So, but one thing I've never done is really build Pete. So it's nice to get your take on that, Kelly. And it was kind of an aha moment for me today when we were talking. Cause I feel like the whole like double dipping, thing is sort of hard to understand. It's always been a harder concept for me to grasp. So I'm taking notes, you guys. So like, this isn't something that like we tell you how to do it and then it's done, because I've been told the logistics of it like 5,400 times now in the last 19 months. And I still like it still is helpful for me to talk it out in my head. And I showed you guys on the left-hand side, when you go to your business center, how to look at your volume and how I'm trying to make it a 2-to-1 ratio on mine. So I'm constantly building my weak leg, because my volume on my strong leg comes from Dana, which is, you know, at this point still a much stronger team, much stronger volume wise than my volume. So.
And guys, like, I mean, like I said, it really doesn't take a lot. Like, just to give you an idea, like Laura said, we signed up around, like, not so far apart, but like my biggest runner who's built a big business is Katie on my husband's left. And that volume now is equal to what Dana has built on the leg that we share. Like, so it doesn't take a lot to see a big shift. It just takes finding, you know, a few right people, you know, and that's it. So when you're building, it can seem like discouraging for a while and yada, yada. I know I'm not like really talking income right now, but it happens a lot more quickly than you think if you just invest in those people that are with you on the team and ready to go and ready to build. And I don't know, another thing too, like alongside what Laura said, building for your goals, like I was talking to Dana earlier today too, and I was like, you know, I feel like obviously I wanted to, I've been saying, but, and I do obviously, but I, you know,
you guys or no?
What?
You
Wait,
cut
what?
out for me there. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh,
It could have just been my computer, but you said you were talking to Dana today, and then it like repeated what you said like 4 times.
oh, sorry about that. No, I was just saying, you know, you really have to stay focused on what it is that you want from this business, whether that be income or or rank or whatnot. And I'm so happy to answer any questions, but you know, just stay focused on your why and your goals and what you want from this business, I think is really most important, because, you know, I don't know, this isn't like directly rank related, but like today I booked my ticket to Florida, and I'm staying for 2 weeks, and I couldn't help but like think to myself, you know, I didn't hit my rank goals for the year, but I have this freedom and I didn't have to go back to work. And I feel like my husband's confident in the fact that I can continue on and bring in that income for our family. And that is a really big deal to us and the family. And that adventure is important to me. So just building according to your goals, I guess, is the point of that story. But yeah, I mean,
you said that, Kelly, because I feel very envious, like today that you booked a 2-week. We have our leadership retreat, and Kelly booked mine will be, 3 or 4 days, because I don't have to work around it, obviously. But Kelly wrote, and she's like, I booked it. I'm going to be in Florida for 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, it's amazing. Like, just to have that freedom to like take my kids to Florida for 2 weeks would be pretty incredible. So those are some of my goals and my whys. Like I want to retire my husband someday. Like I want us to have freedom to be together a lot and to travel. And so those are the kinds of things because things will be rough. And like Kelly Riley can tell you, this is like pretty cool that we have so many people on our call right now, because for the last 12 months, like it's pretty much been me and her, and then like Michelle sometimes. So like and Nicole is already really lucky because she already has people getting on team calls, which is like pretty incredible. But it slowly starts to happen. I remember, Kelly, I think at this time last year you were like, I feel momentum. Like you were telling me, you're like, it's going to happen for you. Like there's momentum in my team. And it was, when Katie was really amping up, I think. And so I guess I just, that's not really income related either, but it is in terms of my goals, because income is part of my goal. Like I like having the opportunity to help people on my time and environment, and we want to know how to make money out of it, basically, because we would all be saints if we could be, but
I don't know if we have time for it, but what do you guys mean when you're talking about the difference between building rank and building volume? I think I just always assumed that the higher the rank, the more the volume.
So what we're talking about is like tomorrow, technically, like my rank, your rank can go above mine, and I could still be making more money than you are, because rank doesn't necessarily define your team. I could have a ton of emeralds on my team who are close to diamonds but aren't diamonds yet, and that's going to be creating a lot of volume for me, but not rank advancing me. Do you think that clears it?
But the other thing is too, like, you know, Laura's going to be a 2-star, you know, tomorrow, right? And she's been saying like, oh, you know, Kelly is making more. Like, the thing is to think about is, when I'm putting people under my husband's account, they're not contributing to my rank, you know? So I have a diamond under my husband's account. I've had 2 diamonds under my husband's account. So that's putting me in a place where, like, technically I don't look that cool, but like, I don't care because, you know, what was important to me at that time was to be able to build, to stay home with my family. So that's, I guess, you know, when you're building the spouse accounts, you're taking away from that opportunity to build your rank, but you're building according to where you want to see the growth in your income, you know. And then even just with placement, like, as far as, should I put this person on my left leg or my right leg? Where do I want to have my diamonds? Because they have to be equal if you're building for rank, you know, one left, one right. And a lot of times people get caught up in that. Like, should I put one on my left and one on my right? Or should I just stack them on my left and let them take over for my weak volume so that I can cycle more? And that's the whole deal right there, is you're going to see some differences when you start piecing your business together. Again, I mean, this really isn't a lot that you need to think about until you reach diamond, because in my opinion, diamond is really that foundational piece for your business, where really you can start thinking about the strategies moving forward. It's the base, you know. You have that foundation of diamond, and then you spread your wings and go from there. But I mean, does that help? I don't know if that was like a long-winded answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a good way to think about it. Yeah, that's a good answer. I won't be bragging. We've got to hop on. Kelly's speaking on Dana's call next, you guys. So we've got to hop on there. Feel free to post any income-related questions, any questions. That's what it's there for. And or message me as well. Like I said, if I don't have the answer to something, I can always find it for you. So thanks for getting on, you guys. Thank you so much, Kelly. I really appreciate your knowledge and expertise in this area. It makes me feel better to have you on the call.
I hope it was helpful. I'm happy to answer any questions. If you guys reach out, let me know.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Good night.